are there specific times within a woman's cycle, maybe the high hormone cycle is the luteal phase that you mentioned, that we should be adapting our training to, or should we just be more intuitive with our bodies? Like, is there actually a specific time to be better at weight training or recovery, or is that more of a myth?
So there's a lot to unpack there because of the science that's come out over the past maybe 5 years.
Okay.
So we look at the earlier studies, it's all molecular based, right? And we see that in the low hormone phase where the body is very stress resilient or becoming very stress resilient, we have better availability for building muscle and our core temperature is lower. We're able to access carbohydrate better. We can hit higher intensities. We look from a mood and a cognition standpoint. We have more aggression and we're better reaction time. So all the things play into being able to do high intensity and train really well. And then
this is what, like day 6 to 14?
Oh, even day 1 to 14.
Day 1. So when you're on your period?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because your hormones have dropped.
Right.
And people are like, but I feel like shit the first day of my period. Well, yeah. So that's where we look at the lived experiences.
Okay.
Then when we look after ovulation, from a molecular standpoint, we see all these changes with metabolism where your body can't access carbohydrate very well because it's really taking carbohydrate that you're eating to create a very lush endometrial lining that's thick with glycogen. We also see that there's increase in protein needs because progesterone is very catabolic, breaks things down. It's all about building tissue. That's how everything originated with the whole cycle syncing, where you're doing X in the low hormone and X in the high hormone. But the caveat is ovulation.
Right.
Right. So if we don't ovulate, then we don't have those changes. But as I said earlier, we will still bleed if we don't ovulate. So no one can really tell if they've ovulated or not. So when we start really digging down into menstrual cycle training, it has to be on the woman's own experience. So this is why I'm always saying you want to track your cycle. You want to see how you're sleeping. You'll know when you feel really great. You'll know when you don't feel so great. It's like, I know when my period is going to come because 2 days before I feel bulletproof and I'm like in the gym hitting it hard and can really go. And I'm like, why do I feel so great? That's why.
Period.
Right. And then other women are like, how can you do that 2 days before? Like, I just don't get it. And it's when the hormones are actually dropping or when they have dropped.
Yeah.
So this is where you start to really dial in and say, okay, well, I know the first 2 days of my bleed, I'm really lethargic.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to plan any super high intensity days or try to hit heavy loads in the gym because I just don't want to put my body in additional stress. As you go through and you're like, okay, well, the first few days feel really lethargic, but I know that by day 4, I'm pretty good. So that's when I'm going to start scheduling in some more high intensity stuff. Or maybe I haven't been training and those are the days I'm going to prioritize going and doing what I want to do in the gym or outside or whatever it is. But what I don't want people to think is that, okay, I know my patterns and I know when I feel really good and when I don't, but I don't want people to say, well, I can't do that because of my period.
That's the thing.
That's the thing where we hear all this, well, you can't do that because you feel lethargic. Well, do I feel lethargic so I can't? Or are you telling me I can't because I just told you I felt lethargic? It's like, yes, you can still do what you want to do because when we think about the physicality of movement, that can supersede a lot of the menstrual cycle hormone influences. So we have this conversation that women are delicate petals when they're on their period, and it's part of the constructs. So that's why I tell women, I really want you to understand how you feel across your menstrual cycle and not listen to the rhetoric that we've been fed for so many years that's come from a social dogma where men were dictating it and didn't understand the menstrual cycle, didn't understand the bleed. So just assume that if you're bleeding, then you can't do anything.
How's all the research being done on the menstrual cycle?
Now it's becoming really good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Now it's becoming good.
This is good.
Right. So we're seeing a lot of really cool new tools that are coming out, like Prove that detects ovulation through a progesterone metabolite. So it's used in the fertility world, and there's a lot of fertility tools that are out there, again, because of the upsurgence of anovulation, that we can now take into the field because it's really expensive to do blood tests, and these are all validated tests that we can now bring into menstrual cycle research. And then when we're looking at some of the designs that are coming out, we know for the most part, most of the research previously had been done on white eumenorrheic female athletes, which is like hen's teeth, right? It's very, very rare to find that. And we're not really sure if they were truly eumenorrheic, meaning they had normal cycles because of the bleed factor of anovulation.
Yeah, of course.
So now dialing it in and saying, okay, well, we want to look at all different ethnicities. We also have to understand the social construct of what the menstrual cycle means across the ethnicities so that we can have really good cohorts of people who all feel the same way, so that when we're asking how you're feeling about training, there isn't a blur of what you experience growing up in one country versus what I experienced growing up in another country. So we're bringing the sociology into it. We're bringing the cultural nuances into it. We're also bringing the basic physiology of we have to make sure that you have, in fact, ovulated. So that's all exciting in the new research that's coming out.